Hey everybody, going live here on Instagram one more time with the GenWell Project, Doodoo the Clown and Aaron Williams, Aaron the Magician. We figured Friday was a great day for us all to get together and have a laugh and have some smiles because we all know that we can use a few more laughs and smiles. And Doodoo the Clown and Aaron the Magician. Hey,
Unbelievable.
it worked.
Hey,
I almost feel like I'm looking in a mirror when I look at you. It's
I'm
like,
telling you, we look like twins.
wow, isn't
We're
that
twins.
amazing?
We're born a week apart. Your mom and my mom are moms.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for having us on.
Dude, it's great to have you on. You know, and my hair, when I don't put in the gel, actually doesn't look much different than yours after 10 weeks of COVID-19.
Well, you know, I've been quarantined for, over 2 months like most people, but we live in a circus tent, and I actually live with our family and the magic of Aaron Matthews, who is standby. He's going to take over in a little while. But thank you for having us. And I noticed you're getting a lot of exposure on national TV. I turned on the TV, I guess, one day last week, and you were on one of the news channels. I was like,
Yeah. I was trying to think where you were going with that, and then it was like, oh yeah, now I know what you were talking about. We launched a campaign called Just One More, which is about reminding us all that right now, that probably one of the greatest ways that we can help each other and we can give back without thinking about money or writing a check is actually just by picking up the phone and having a conversation with somebody, because we're all going through a time that's not easy and different than the norm.
You said it right on, because, you know, every time I get made up and ready to do, you know, a show or something, I try to do as many hellos as I can, you know, to family, friends, and try to let everybody be happy. Now, I have a few friends that are out there. They're asking, what can we call you? What are we calling you today?
What do we call me? What do you want to call me?
Yeah. Well, I call you Mr. Happy, but I just saw a request. Someone just said, what are we calling him today? What would you like to go under? You know, you got to tell us.
Oh, geez, that's a tough one. What's my nick? Well, you know, how about Boomer?
Boomer? I've always wanted to have a friend named Boomer. Boomer, you and I can be best friends.
I love that, Doodoo. That's funny. I've always wanted to have
hi to everyone watching us. Wow, that's great. We have people. I see someone from Edmonton's watching us, and someone from Aurora. Wow. Anyways, yeah. So, like I said, it's really. I took your advice because I've been actually connecting and calling, doing lots of FaceTime with friends and relatives, and just trying to make things. In fact, I was so bored before I did that. I even learned how to do things different with balloons. Now. I know, I want to show you something. Most people can blow balloon up normal. I said, what can I do different? So I'm going to blow balloon up backwards. Watch this.
What?
Backwards.
What?
Here we go. Both ways. Now, here, you try it. Here, hold this for me. Ah! Wait a minute. So sorry about that. It just went flying and hit one of my dogs in the nose. Now, I'll be right by it.
Yeah. Hey, Doodoo, I just want to say thanks for being here before, and you were only seconds before you got on when I was on, and I just, you know, there's a reason why I wanted to have you and Aaron on today, is because I think Friday is a beautiful day for everybody to take a break from the pace, the pressure, the unknown, and, you know, I know you have a lot of different stories, and we'll touch on them today, but in addition to having a laugh or two, because I think that's important, and I certainly want to get your perspective on that. You know, I think there's a serious side as to the why you do what you do, and I know that you take this very seriously, because the other day I watched a few of the pieces of content, and your endless and boundless energy and your smiles, and I saw you at the winter. The winter fair in Toronto.
Winter Fair?
Royal Winter Fair. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw
Oh,
you.
great memories. Love
Yeah,
it.
and surrounded by kids, and frankly, not just kids, but obviously adults, and adults smiling as well. And so I think this is a great time to have you on to have a conversation, not just about balloons and silliness, but actually a much deeper meaning and a purpose as to why you do what you do. So before we get started, we have a little bit of an introduction that we do before every show. So if you give me 2 minutes, I'm just going to do the administration, and then we'll come back to you. How's that sound?
Unbelievable.
I thought you were going into pantomime there, and that I would have just got that. So love it. Okay. So hi, everybody. Pete from the GenWell Project. We're a human connection movement. Our mission since 2016 has been about reminding people about the importance of face-to-face social connection, and more importantly, inspiring them to take action. We were living in the most fast-paced, distracted, and pressure-filled world in history, and most of us weren't making the time to do the things that make us happier and healthier, like spending time with family, friends, neighbors, and colleagues. We wanted to be a catalyst that got people to take action. And now we're waking up 10 weeks into a pandemic and recognizing more than ever before just how much we miss the human connection of our friends, our family, our neighbors, our colleagues, and even those casual conversations with our barista, the postman, and the person walking down the street that's a dog owner taking their dog for a walk. We want to help people get connected, and we want to share the information that really more than ever validates that human connection is what makes us happier and healthier. Connected Conversations is a series of conversations that we launched when COVID-19 started, so we could introduce you to people like Doo-Doo the Clown, because without people like this sharing their stories at a time when we're in need, we can feel disconnected from one another. And by sharing stories, ideas, and tools, we can make the world a happier and healthier place by making people laugh like we're going to do today, because that is what makes the world a happy. Look out, there's a shark! There's a shark, Doo-Doo! Oh no, it's just you. It's just you. But this is exactly it, Doo-Doo. We have a real opportunity right now to, Connected Conversations was a series because we thought the words really were what this was all about, which was connecting people to conversations that mean something to people right now, whether that's because they're going to have a laugh, a smile, whether they're going to learn something or find a solution to a challenge in their own life. That's what this is all about. So Doo-Doo the Clown, I want to welcome you and say thank you for spending time, and Aaron when he comes on, because you guys have been very generous to our campaign, and we love having you on.
Well, thank you. We love watching you every day. We turn you guys on and watch. I'll tell you, we do this because we love it. And I'm celebrating my 40th year this year. I'm actually supposed to be this weekend at the Schaumburg Fair, next week out in Manitoba for 3 weeks. So it's tough, adjusting, but it's also beautiful to be with family. I never get to sit in the backyard, and I'm doing that for the first time in 40 years. But we look so forward to what we do. I see a shark coming by again.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry. I see
not the shark
again.
again.
Not me, because my hands are here. Hold on. You made me nervous before because you thought it was me. Unbelievable. All right, bye, baby shark. Oh, yeah. Woo! It's a stop that, baby shark. It's a party. Aaron Matthews has been doing this since he was born. When we used to work in the islands, we used to work in Turks and Caicos for, probably 15 years. And when Aaron Matthews was 4 years old with his brother, they would get up on stage and perform in tuxedos. And I've been performing, like I said, 4 years. So it's been in our blood. And, the first week or so, I took it personal. I had a very sore head, and I was frustrated because I just wanted to make people happy and do what I do. And I thought it was all about me. And then I realized, no, it's the whole world. And, I've had 15 fairs. Thank goodness none of them have canceled. They've just moved it to next year. Fairs and festivals all across Canada, the States, and in the Caribbean. And so we decided, what are we going to do? and we didn't know. And all of a sudden we got requests to do a couple birthday parties virtual. And we thought, wow, this is pretty cool. Either on Instagram, FaceTime, or Zoom. And we did one for the military a few weeks ago, which was great all over the world. They got to check us out. We did one for a medical company that was based in Toronto, California, and Australia. So that was pretty cool. And we did it in the evening, so we got to cover everybody. I just wanted to show you, this can's been sitting here the whole time. It's a pretty can. So watch this. Ready? Say unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Where were we? Oh, yes. Talking about, so our job right now is to make people happy. We've been doing, getting made up every third day, and usually we have a list of birthdays. We're wishing happy birthdays. We're doing virtual videos. We're trying to make fairs and festivals happy, and we're going to be doing some virtual shows for them, and just trying to make everything, work in this pandemic, because I don't get it. I mean, I know that I'm home, and I know I'm doing my part, and I know people that have to go out. But we really have to watch. We've seen what's going on, and I stay out of politics. But we know that, self-isolation, staying home, washing our hands is really cutting the curve. And, we see places that are opening up too soon. And I'm really happy. I live in Vaughan, and I'm happy that, our mayor has been unbelievable. Every day with reports, every day. He's not rushing to open up everything right away, because we want to curve, what's going on. And like I said, I'm not the smartest of guys. I stay out of politics, but I do know that, we're all in this together. And once we get through this, I just want to be out there high-fiving and seeing everybody and doing what we do, which is just have fun. By the way, I'm a little hungry. Do you like pizza?
I do.
I was so bored. I made a pizza oven. Look, let me see if I can figure this out. I put it into the oven. Now, it might work, it might not. And I say abracadabra, and I open it up, and it's gone. Now you're thinking it's on this side, right? So I'm going to open up this side, and it's not there either. Then you're thinking, okay, it's on this side, right? No, it's gone. And then you're thinking it's on this side. It is. So watch this. Say disappear. I go like this. Which side's it on?
That side?
You don't know. Neither do I. It's not on that side. It's not on that side. It's right here. Unbelievable. I haven't figured that one out yet either. But I will tell you, we're so bored. We're creating magic.
Did you just steal Aaron's magic piece?
I'm not. Oh, you saw this. It was under his. Well, you know what? I know what I've lost in bookings, and it affects obviously our family, but we thought, if we're all healthy, that's all that matters, because health, is worth $1 million. When you're healthy, you can do anything in the world. I feel bad for Aaron Matthews, because as most people know, besides him being on, YTV and all the other TV shows, a lot of people don't know that he was picked up, Disney, and that's been postponed. His favorite shows, he just loves working theme parks. He was booked at Canada's Wonderland, which has been put off for now. And we're hoping that, we get back to normal soon. Whatever that's going to be, but it's going to be unbelievable.
Hey, Dudu, I wanna say a couple things. So first off, I couldn't agree with everything you say, and I think it's important for us all to remember that we will get back to human interactions, because digital is an amazing supplement. The GenWell Project was never against digital connection. It was about finding the balance and using technology for the beautiful things that it provides, like communicating with one another, versus the passive scrolling through social media and other platforms that frankly wasted our time, and secondly, in a lot of cases, had an emotional impact on us. So it's wonderful to see that we can connect with people, and I'm connecting with people around the world that we would have never thought of before, because now we've been given permission to use digital technology, and I think that's a great thing. There's another thing I want to say to you, and I actually think that what you do is going to be valued even more on the other side of this, because when you talk about your health, when you talk about, you know, the fundamental things that really we need in our life, I think many of us were living and believing that other things were important. But I think in the last 10 weeks, we've recognized that food, water, shelter, safety, security, and, you know, family, you know, is what's really important. And certainly, you know, I think a lot of people are waking up because of the pandemic, and we will go back to a new normal. It won't be the same, but I still think the simple act of laughing, the simple act of being able to put a smile on people's faces, to me, Dudu, is actually something very special, and something, you have a higher purpose than just telling jokes and making people laugh. You are changing people's lives when you do what you do.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you know what? I think the most important thing, and I agree with everything you said, that it is going to be a new norm, but I thrive, like all performers. We thrive on that crowd. We thrive on those people. And speaking of that, I'm going to move over now because I want to introduce, and first of all, and I just want to thank you guys for supporting us. You know, people forget that we go home at the end of the day. I mean, we're home now, but we go home at the end of the day, and we have families, we have our friends, and we have to live. And this is the choice I made, was to perform and put smiles, and get to do it all over the world. And I'm so proud that my whole family's like that. And we're going to continue right now, because right now, walking in as I get up, yes, everybody, you might recognize him. He is truly unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, live from your TV to this beautiful show, here he is, the one and only Aaron Matthews. Woo! Unbelievable. Woo-hoo-hoo! It's like magic. Now
How did you guys Are you guys using multiple cameras?
I don't even
that
know.
just happened way too quickly.
We are. This whole thing was actually pre-recorded. We knew exactly what you would say, and we timed it perfect.
That is unbelievable.
Well, thank you for having me today, Boomer.
It is great to have you, Aaron, and we're always happy to have you both on. Hey, before we go any further, I want you to tell everybody, how do they get a hold of you guys? Give us email addresses, give us phone numbers, wherever you want to go. So if anybody's looking to host a virtual birthday party, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Well, you can find both myself and Dudu on Instagram and Facebook. And if you go onto our Instagram or Facebook, you'll find the links to our website, and all our contact information is on there. So I'm on Instagram at Aaron Matthews Magic, and on Facebook at The Magic of Aaron Matthews. And Dudu the Clown is on Instagram at Dudu the International Clown, and on Facebook at Dudu the International Clown. So you can check us out there. We're both doing a whole bunch of really fun programs right now. I have 2 magic classes coming up. We're doing a whole bunch of different types of shows. So you can check out everything on both social media.
And Aaron, before this, had you done anything virtually? Had you done classes online, or was it all in person before this?
I really was all in person before this. I taught lessons to a few kids in the past, and they would actually come over here, and I have a magic studio, and we do lessons here. But I actually moved those lessons online now. And it's really different. I'm actually having to send out magic kits in advance. So, you know, if someone wants a magic class, we can't start right away. We can't really just drive over. We have to send out things. And it's weird, but it's working. And there's some advantages and some disadvantages. Advantages are that you're at home. You can keep all your supplies laid out there, work from whatever room you like. So there's advantages and disadvantages to everything. But
yeah,
really, we're just trying to make the best of whatever situation we're in.
And Serena wanted to know, can she find out more information about your magic classes on Facebook or on your social platforms?
For sure. We actually have a post with the description of both programs on Facebook right now. So if you go to The Magic of Aaron Matthews, it'll be about the second post down.
Awesome. That's great to hear. So, Aaron, I know you probably brought a few magic tricks that you want to show us. So why don't we let's loop to a magic trick, and then we'll come back and have a little more conversation, because I also saw you at the winter fair. God, why do I always forget the Toronto?
The Royal Winter Fair. It
Yes,
was so
Royal
much
Winter Fair.
fun and so many good memories. It's hard to remember the name.
And my little guy loved you as well, and he loved Dudu. And so it's great to see you guys when we get a chance to see you in public, and we will get that again. So let's see, what do you want to show us today?
I have two things to show you today. So I'm going to show you something really quick, something that you can actually try and make at home. So something that's going to be a little more interactive. And at the end of the show, I'm going to show you a miracle, an undeniable, impossible miracle. But I'm going to show you something first right now, how I create a lot of magic. Now, I don't know if you know this, but 80% of magic has to do with tape. We use a lot of tape as magicians. So I thought it'd be fun to build something with tape in front of you guys today, something that you can try and build at home. Now, since I was a little kid, I've been obsessed with building and balancing. So we're going to try to build a card castle with a full deck of cards right now in under 10 seconds. Now I'll lower the camera just a little bit onto our table. We have a paper bag. I'm going to put inside the bag that deck of cards. And we're going to use just a little bit of tape. I'm going to take the tape, go inside, and in 3, 2, 1, just like that, I've created a card castle.
That's amazing.
It's not that impressive.
Okay.
It's a little impressive, but I actually used a little bit more tape, and if you go just like that, we have our full card castle. Magic and tape.
Tape.
Now, the
tape.
really cool thing about magic is really you can build anything with the things you have around at home in your imagination. I'm not lying. Really, that was built with tape. And that is just shows you anything I can do, you guys can create at home too.
Hey, Aaron, I want to ask you a question. And, you know, I had said to Dudu in a communication beforehand, I wanted to have a serious side of this conversation. Mm-hmm. And here's my question to you. How important do you think it is for kids to be amazed and live in wonder and to figure out how the amazing Aaron Matthews did that, whatever that is?
I'll start with a little story of the first week of the quarantine and sort of how I realized how important it is to share right now. Now, when the quarantine started, before it started, when things were shutting down, I was one of the first people I even saw on my Facebook with tons of magician friends to right away just jump online and do a ton of virtual shows. I would just start streaming on Instagram, and I set up times every day for the first week. And after the first week of doing those shows, I had to sit down and I thought, what is best for my business? Should I be working on something that may only be for a short amount of time, or should I be getting prepared for when the quarantine's over? So I started for a few days after, just starting working on my normal show again. Then I remembered who I performed for. I'm performing to share my magic, to share the love, and to share the wonder and the questions and the impossibility that it brings. And for all the people that support me year round, for me to just say, I'm not going to do anything, I'm going to forget about all of you and just work on myself, it just shot into my head. And I thought how selfish that really was. And I really thought it is good. You know, we should be working on things that we are going to do when the quarantine is done, but we can't forget, as artists and as content creators, the people that support us year round. We have to be there for them, especially when times are tough, and we know that our job really is to bring smiles. So that really got me back, and it's been 3 months now where I haven't stopped, and I just absolutely love doing these online shows.
Well, I know that your passion for what you do in person is incredible. To see the smiles that you put on kids' faces, the wonderment, the smile that you get when you see their reaction to the work you do. And I think it is amazing. And I think the arts is something, and I reference this person all the time, Serena Candello, who's in Toronto. She runs a whole bunch of art programs, from dance to singing to young people to old people. And I think older people is actually how I should say that, not old people. But I think the point is, right now, creativity is something I think is really important in the world. In times of struggle, you know, I think many of the artists that we we look up to now from years ago are people who, in times of trouble, actually honed their skill because we didn't have a lot of other things to do, and because in times of struggle we actually come up with the greatest enlightenment and learning and consciousness more than anything. And so, and I look at you, and I have no idea how old you are, but I'm going to say you're a young Aaron Matthews. And to have that enlightenment because of the pandemic so quickly, I think is kudos to you, and kudos to every artist who stepped up over the course of the last 10 weeks to share their passion, their skill, their talent to help people get through this challenging time, because this is not normal. There are people each and every day going through their own struggles. And I think whether it's you doing your magic or Dudu making people smile and laugh and, you know, telling jokes and having that high energy, it's all important right now in helping people feel connected to people, to ideas, to solutions, and to understanding what Dudu really started the show off with, which is you guys will get back to being in front of people again. And until that time, let's have some fun while we're cooped up. But let's also look forward to those days when we can get to see the amazing Aaron Matthews and Dudu the Clown doing their thing live and in person all over again.
For sure, I agree with everything. And something that really helped me too is you really have to remember to look on the positive side of things. When adversity comes your way, it's just going to teach you new ways to do what you do and to do what you love. And something that really changed my life and how I saw my career, and it relates right back to the quarantine right now, was about 3 years ago, I was doing a run of 30 shows in Winnipeg at a fair. And 15 shows through, my kneecap popped right out of place in the middle of the show. And I tried pushing it back in, and I had to go to the hospital right then. And
did people think you were doing magic?
I think they did. I don't think anyone really knew what happened. I tried to play it off way too cool.
Yeah,
I think they just thought it was a really bad, untasteful joke.
Sorry to interrupt.
But, oh no, please. But what it really taught me was I had to go and do a show the next day when I can't even stand up, when my whole show involves doing an escape and moving around and running through the crowd. How can I still do a good enough show where people are going to leave amazed and having fun? And I had to think about things I never would have thought about. And 100,000,000% that helped the shows that I do today. Because now I got to fine tune smaller things that I do with my upper body, or how I can really make one space stand out if I'm doing a close-up routine and play bigger. And the same thing with this quarantine. I got to lay all my props out and not have to move anything for now months. So I really got to work on and improve things that I never would have even looked into doing. And whether even my girlfriend, she's taking this time to get better at yoga and boxing and even just drawing. So you don't have to be professional in the arts. You can really just use this time to do something you love and take advantage of and become better at it. And that's, you really have to look on the positive side.
Hey, Aaron, next year when you're celebrating your 75th birthday, I really want to be there to listen to the wisdom that you are, honestly, for a young guy, I'm blown away by your consciousness and the enlightenment that you're sharing today. Because, again, you know, whether it's Dudu or it's yourself, I think we look at you as performers, and it's always about, you know, doing the job. But as Dudu pointed out, hey, you guys have families and friends and girlfriends and lives outside of what you do, and we're all experiencing this. So I thank you for sharing that. I think it's really important. I think you had one more magic trick you wanted to show.
Yes, I don't want to end the show today without performing with you a miracle. I'm going to actually just back this camera up a little more so we can get a better view of the table right now. Because I know a lot of magicians like to use sleight of hand. So I don't want to cheat at all today. So I'm going to use no sleight of hand. We are just going to do a miracle with a deck of cards. Now, to do a miracle with a deck of cards, we need a box of cards. Now, this is actually what a card case looks like when it comes cut out from the factory. And this is what it looks like when they print it. Now, if you take that cut out printed card case and you fold it right up, just like this. You fold it up along the creases and you snap your fingers. It actually can fill up with a full deck of cards.
Wow.
Now that is impossible, but not a miracle. We want a miracle here today. Now to do a miracle, I need you to choose a card. Since you're not here, I'm going to get you to give me a number, and I'm going to write it down on this card. So any number between 1 and 1,000.
438.
I'm going to write that 438. I'm going to write it along the top, 438.
That's the one you told me. That was the one you told me earlier to choose, right?
Yes, yes, all set up earlier on.
It's a joke.
Now, just so everyone knows, we are going to do this 100% fair today. That really is a random number?
Yep.
Perfect. Now, to make sure I can't cheat and move around the card in the deck, I actually brought with me today a little rope. Now, I'm going to wrap this string all the way around the deck right now so I can't do any sleight of hand. That way I can't sneak any cards out from the side. The only way to get to that deck is through the top or the bottom. So this makes sleight of hands completely impossible. Now, when I was a kid, I actually saw a magician do a trick that I thought was a miracle. What he did is he took someone's signed card and he stuck it right in the middle of a deck of cards, just like this. Can you check that out for me? Is that in the middle?
That looks about middle, yep.
Perfect. We're going to push it in a little more. That's still in the middle?
Yep.
Now, what that magician did is he pushed the card all the way inside. Still in the middle.
Yep.
Right inside. And somehow, when that magician snapped his fingers and turned the deck around, that card was actually right on the top. Check that out. Now, I thought that was impossible, but that's not a miracle. If it was a miracle, he wouldn't have even needed to put the card in the deck. He would be able to get jump without even touching the deck. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take your card and shuffle it back inside the deck, just like this. Now, what would be a miracle is if I could take a random card from the deck right now and isolate it. Now, I brought with me today a little envelope. I want you to check that out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a random card inside the envelope. We'll use the 5 of hearts. I'm going to put it right inside. You know what? I want you to watch me do this. I'm going to come up right close to the front. I want you to check this out. 5 of hearts inside.
Correct.
No sleight of hand right now. You saw everything. Now, what would be a miracle is if somehow the card, your signed card from inside the middle of this deck could jump to this card right up here. That would be a miracle.
That'd be a miracle.
1, 2, 3. Check that out. There's one card inside right now. If I take that out, we have one card. Your signed card. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that's impossible, but that's not a miracle. And you are 100% right. That is not a miracle. That would be a miracle if I could take your card, put it inside the deck, and somehow, when I snap my fingers, that card appeared under where you have been sitting this whole time. Check it out. Stand up. Okay, I'm kidding. That would have been cool. That would have been cool. But what would be impossible is if I reached inside my pocket right now. I reached inside my pocket and I took out my wallet right here. Now, what would be impossible is if somehow when I opened up my wallet and I opened up the little pouch inside, there would be one card. Now, that would be impossible. But we don't want impossible here today. What do we want?
We want a miracle.
So we're going to try this. Before we do anything else, I have a little box over here in case of an emergency with a card inside. We'll leave that here just in case anything goes wrong. But what I'm going to do right now is I told you it would be impossible if I could make this card appear under where you have been sitting the whole time. Should I try it?
I'd love that.
No? I heard Doo-Doo the Clown say, no, that's too easy. He said that's too easy, so we won't do that. What would be impossible, my girlfriend actually says what would be a miracle is if somehow this could really help me. I'll show you what I have in my pocket. She says it doesn't. But what I actually have with me is a pack of gum. She thinks I have really bad breath, so she thinks if this could even help me, that would be a miracle. But I think that the gum sort of looks like a card, doesn't it? Let's try this. 1, 2, 3. Now there's just one card inside. Now if that was your card, That would be impossible.
No, that might be a miracle. Wow.
That's close. That's close. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that's like 99% close to a miracle. But we want full miracle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow your card. Now, I put one box over here a few seconds ago with one card sitting inside. Now, that card somehow looked familiar. That would be a miracle. Now, I haven't touched that or gone near that in about a minute now, right? Watch this. If we actually open this up, inside, I want you to check this out. Nice and close to the camera. It's one card inside. No other cards attached on strings. Now, if this was your card, that would be a miracle. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a miracle here today.
That's a miracle.
So much. Thank you. We're going to bring back on before we leave Doo-Doo the Clown. We just want to thank you for having us on. You guys are amazing for what you do, and thank you for letting me go on first because I got to go relax and watch Aaron's show after. But thank you again for thinking of us, and I just wish everybody safe, healthy, and we're all going to get through this together.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to you guys, for all the support of the GenWell Project, but I think more importantly, for putting smiles on people's faces, for putting wonder in children's eyes and faces. We need what you guys do more right now than ever before. And there's Doo-Doo one more time. Where's the shark? Where's the shark? Guys, have yourself an amazing weekend. Hey, I got one more question for you guys.
For sure.
What is the one thing that you both want to do when we get back to normal? What's the thing that you guys are going to want to do most when that opportunity presents itself?
Go to Disneyland.
Hey, there's a good one.
Yes. Wait, I want a knock-knock joke from you.
Knock-knock joke? No, I thought it was the other way around.
Oh, okay. Knock-knock.
Who's there?
Who?
Boo-hoo.
Don't cry. We're going to come back again if you want us. We love you guys.
All right, guys. Have yourself an amazing weekend. Thank you for doing what you do. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and stay connected.
For sure. Have a great one, everyone. Enjoy the weekend.
Bye, Aaron. Ciao.